Alright, this book presentation is about Andi Watson. It's called Bulletproof, I Wish I Was. It's put out by University Art Museum Press. It's the 2011 edition. It's pretty up to date. I don't think there's a new edition out there, but it's very up to date as far as what they're using today's times over back in the 1960s and 70s and stuff. It's a book I would say you must have, if you get, especially when you get into stage lighting. That's all it's about, is stage lighting. It covers, Andi Watson, just a lighting designer, and it covers some of the bands that he's actually run. They're all big time acts. He does the big time shows as far as stage lighting goes, but it's strictly about stage lighting. What I like about the book is it covers all the different. Here's your stage. It covers all the fill side lighting that you're going to put on the sides, and then it covers everything you're going to put up here, up on front lighting, and then it's going to cover your spotlights and stuff that you're going to have as far as down here in this section that's going to light up the performers and stuff. And it shows also any scenery and stuff that you're going to have within the in the background, what you can light it up and stuff. I don't have a viewfinder with me, but the book has colorful visuals as what the lighting is doing. It shows you how it was set up as far as a light board goes. Each par lamp it's going to be used for, where it's going to shine and stuff, and when you're lighting the stage, designing shows and stuff, it shows everything that all those lights are going to be doing at different points in the show and different parts of the music and stuff. But he does mostly, he does bands, rock bands usually, pop, I don't know, little everything. But the book can also be used for stage performances, just for theater, because that's where a lot of his techniques, by studying 1930s, hell, you can go back to, some of the book goes back to 1906, when we just had cameras. We're talking to Charlie Chaplin days, as far as production and lighting goes. There were basic par lamps and stuff, and what you could use lighting for even back then. But they were kind of gothic performances and stuff, and some of the bands he does lighting stuff were kind of gothic anyways. So that's what the look he was looking for, and it really gives you a good example of what you're going to get when you set up a lighting board, and what the lighting you're going to get and stuff. So you can kind of take a look at it, and when you're doing your own performances, you can, and you're designing your own shows and stuff, you know exactly when you set lights up and stuff what effect you want to get. And that's usually depends on what the band is. When you're doing stage shows and stuff, you're working with the band, what the band wants to impress in their show and stuff, and the lighting has to kind of go with it. So you're both actually artists. The band's performing the music and you're designing the show. So you kind of have to work with them as far as what the band is looking for and what you're going to design. So you're really getting into when you get into stage lighting, you're part of the show and part of the art as far as it goes and stuff. But it's a great book for even just theater shows and stuff, because a lot of modern, especially when you get into today's times, the 1960s kind of changed that. It's not just traditional lighting anymore, where you're watching the ballet or you're watching just regular performance. I think a good example of it was Anne Rice's Dracula series. Went into a stage production, so they used a lot of modern lighting and stuff. It's not just basic white lights the curtain goes up and you're just lighting up a basic show with par lamps. Everything he uses is par lamps. There's not a whole lot of, there's some laser lighting and stuff. Mostly what he's using is the same thing he would use in theater productions, traditional theater productions. Even they, depending on how much money the production has, are using programmable lighting as far as moving the lights going, and that involves somebody that knows how to program lights. He had a computer science background, so back in the 80s when he started, back in '85, I just got out of high school. He had a computer science background, so programming lighting and stuff is was pretty important. It's pretty important, especially back in the 80s and stuff. We're now getting just away from just par lamps. You actually got lights and stuff that can actually move, and a lot of, as I said earlier, all that involves engineering. As far as programming that goes, you're not just putting lights out there and shining them in one direction and then programming the basic light board anymore. You're having a computer program there. You're actually moving lights around for different parts of the game. It's a lot involved. So there's more involved in it over what it was back in the early years. So it's a great book. If you're not going to be somebody for just going to be doing professional theater, it's a great book to buy, because most of the performance today, people want more of a light show. So I said the 1960s really made a big change in an influence as far as stage production goes. They're not just doing traditional shows. They'll still go on, but you're using more modern par lamps that actually move and stuff. And so you want to know when you move those lamps, you're designing shows, what you're going to get. And the book's got lots of good visuals and stuff. And also the tonal lighting too. Sometimes you want to use orange and red lights to simulate the sun or something, maybe a sunrise or something. And for the nights you want to use blue lamps, and you're in a moody song where it's a ballad or something like that, you want to use blue lamps. And the book shows you, when you use a lot of lighting and stuff, how you can put those together to create a certain kind of image for a certain kind of scene. There's a lot involved in it. It's not something that you can learn overnight. That pretty much covers this book.